welcome back to my channel. I'm joined by two lovely guests. If you'd like to introduce yourself, starting from this end.
Hey everyone, my name is Mayfair. You can check my YouTube out at _MayfairN. So I am a business and mindset coach. So I help people to create lives and businesses of impact through helping them to overcome the mindset and the practical blocks that get them in the way of that. So that is
I can verify that. I've been on Mayfair's G3 program and it was fantastic. So highly recommend you check out her work, and we managed to work through so much stuff and set goals that I'm now like aiming for. So definitely worth having a look into.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Blissful Pursuit. Check out the Instagram and the YouTube. So Blissful Pursuit is basically a platform that's focused on being a voice for the world and building a space and building spaces that allow other people to share their voices and solve social issues and just grow and like love each other. So make sure you follow that as well.
So welcome back to another video. In this one we're sort of going to do like a reflection piece on what the year's been like, but mainly on the things we wish someone had taught us before starting the journeys that we're all on. So a question to you guys, what would be your 3 words to sum up your year?
First one, challenging, just in the sense that I realised that coaching was what I wanted to do on the 4th of January actually. So and depending when this comes out, it'll be like about just over a year. And that really, it was challenging because it forced me to grow in so many areas that I didn't even perceive I'd have to. Learning to make websites, graphics, actually the coaching side of things, money management, having to work out a bunch of systems. Like, it forced me to grow, which was amazing because I got the lessons from it, but it was challenging.
Describing it is just realising that actually I do have the potential to do it all, and
actually you do have sauce.
Exactly, I do be dripping in it too.
Sauce,
yeah.
dripping sauce.
And it's honestly, it's just so empowering to know that you can actually do stuff and that you can get results, or that you can put yourself in positions of discomfort and get results, or to grow from it. Like, not always the result you want, but you're also growing from it.
We'll go with resurrection, transformational, just because I feel like it's been a very tough year. It's been a very long year, and it's been a year where I've had to slow things down in a way I've never had to slow things down before. This has been I feel like it's been my most successful. I don't even know how to explain it, but my mindset has changed, my heart has changed. God has done so many changes, so transformational.
Becoming.
Oh my god, do you want to explain what that is?
So actually, I published my debut book, The Becoming, on the 2nd of September, which I actually finished writing it the same day I figured out I wanted to be a coach, 4th of January. Wow. But I say becoming because honestly, it was just like bouncing back from like a pretty, tough 2016, 2017. I just like discovered myself, and it was so beautiful, and before I could never really say that.
What's probably a few things you wish someone had probably taught you about perhaps the industry you're in right now, or the journey that you're going into, like in hindsight may have been good to know, or just like has been a lesson that you've learned from your experience? Is
doesn't matter what you're doing, you're gonna have to be a business person. It does not matter what you're doing. Whether you could, like, if you're putting anything out there in the world, you're gonna have to be a business person.
What's sort of been your resources or direction that you've taken to learning that information that you need to do business with?
First biggest tool is just experience. So actually just giving it a go. So that's one thing that I dive myself into now. Like, even with coaching, I was really tempted to let me learn a bunch of stuff, but I know that my leaning is to like plan. So I know that my next level is the exact opposite to that. So I learned just to jump in before I had the information and allow myself to work it out. So 1, just learning through experience. And then 2, YouTube, like literally YouTube, and like if I had to learn something, and then books, because mentors are super important. A lot of people think, how do I get a mentor, whatever, but a book is literally most of the time up to like 25 years of someone's teaching something, 10 years of someone's teaching someone's learning, and you have an insight into that. It takes a lot to write a book, so if you can get your hands on a book on someone you find inspiring, that's, as great as a mentor. Because what I hear a lot of people saying is you know, people who are high up in whatever field they're in, they get a lot of requests for mentors, but then they tell them, read all of my material, and then if you've done all of that, like, come and ask me. So,
like you said, 20 years worth of teaching, all in 240 pages.
That's it.
You can literally just highlight the key points, and those are lessons that maybe took them 5 months to realise in their journey. But you've learned that in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, how amazing is that?
That's true.
That growth is beautiful, but it's painful. But that's okay. And that extra bit is also very important. So, in any venture, to get from A to B, you can't go around it, you can't go over it. I keep saying this, you can't go under it, you have to go through it. When you get to B, you'll be like, damn, but I had the growing pains, the teething problems, and it was hard. But man, this place is amazing. So I just wish someone had told me that, because not only does it give you the strength to endure the tougher parts of whatever journey or challenges you have, but it encourages you that there is something that, you know, it's worth it.
I guess in a way, don't shy about sharing that part of the difficulties, because not only can it help somebody else who may be going through their journey, but it also stop people from getting disillusioned about the journey. Like, I found that a lot. Like, when I look at people's entrepreneurial journeys, I get so disillusioned thinking that it's rosy and it's straightforward, and that they went from being a 1-person team to 20-person team in literally 6 months, and they didn't face any difficulties. When the reality is that's not the case.
Definitely. And I think, like, another part that people usually get lost in is the character changes. I think that's often one to be like when I look at people who are successful, I'm like, no, but how? So you wake up this early every day.
These 5:30 starts.
And you mean every day you do that much, like, and you're that disciplined, and you're that this, and you're that this, and it's like, character changes is also another part of the journey. It's not just your business is growing, you yourself are continuously growing too. And so definitely, I think highlighting where you're coming from and how you got there step by step means that someone can also see that is achievable for them to go from where they are to where they'd like to be and who they'd like to be.
It's true. And exactly, even, you know, what you were saying, Kanisha, about how you can get, like, really disillusioned, which is, like, another thing I wish someone told me, like, it's not that easy. Like, and I know, like, we talk about, but it genuinely is not that easy. In my head, right, when I started, I was like, I've mapped out the numbers. If I do this, I'll make this amount in my business. Like, or if I do this, I'll get this result. So, you know, and social media made it seem like that. Like, especially, like, we live in, like, a generation which is so fast and instant with, like, forex trading.
Every single person's reaching that next level every single
moment. When you click on YouTube, here's how I made £1,000 on YouTube in 3 hours. And it's like, that's the generation we live in. So it's like, when it's not happening, you, like, this, mate. When it's not happening, you're like, oh, am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something wrong? It's like, no, you just need to do what you're doing longer. Like, you just need to stay in it.
Definitely.
And that's why, you know, there's this thing called shiny object syndrome, where, like, you try something, you know, you don't get results straight away, you move on to the next shiny thing. It's so easy as an entrepreneur, but what I've learned is just, like, stay the course. Sometimes it's like, okay, cool, something's ineffective, fine, but usually you just haven't been doing it long enough. We write it off.
So
Instagram's not working, it's not converting for me, or email marketing's not working, whatever it is. Just do it longer.
Definitely.
That's true, and I think that can also be quite costly if you don't actually think about it long term. Is that you start a strategy, it doesn't feel like it's working, so then you scrap that, then you fork out loads of money on another strategy that doesn't feel like it's working, but really things take time for people to know about what it is you're trying to push, and especially trying to build a brand, it really doesn't happen overnight. And if it does, if you wake up, I always think of this example, like, imagine you just starting out making, like, t-shirts, and you literally have maybe 2 or 3 people that are buying your t-shirts at one period of time. You get a shout out, which are brilliant, but it's you making it, you and your little sewing machine, and now you've got 20,000 orders coming in, or even 2,000 orders coming in. Do you have the systems in place to support that? No. So that's what happens when you do your growth slow and steady, and you build your foundation so that when that big moment does come, you're prepared. You have what it takes. So just knowing that some strategies you just have to stick it out, or know that it's a seasonal thing as well. Is that some months are going to pop, other months are not going to pop. That doesn't mean your thing's not popping. It just means the demand is not popping for it.
Definitely. I think that's so true as well, especially if you're building something. Because if you look at how long it takes a culture to shift, it takes years. There's so many things that, even like if you're an advocate for anything, you know that I may not see this change in my lifetime. This is for my kids' kids or my kids' kids' kids. And so understand, when you're bringing something new, you're always trying to fill a gap in the market. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to build a new culture. And to build a culture, that's going to take time. You can't build a culture in a week. You can't build a culture in a month. You will continually build a culture. Even look at a lot of American brands actually, and see how they're still doing their branding, they're still transforming it, evolving it, because culture is one of them things that takes such a long time to build and to change and to shift. So definitely, like, time is one of them things that you have to understand that your success story will come. But even this, shameless plug, watch on my YouTube, watch the video called Master of None. And I said that I watch a lot of documentaries because I feel like that really just, I don't know, I find them very inspirational. And one thing I noticed was like, cool, a lot of people have good ideas, but the thing that separates the most successful people sometimes is just the endurance to keep pressing. It's just the fact that
underrated endurance.
Underrated, because it's like everyone had. If we all had a good idea right now, but I'm gonna put myself. I'm the only one who ran the full marathon. It's not even just a case of I was the best one. No, you guys actually can't have made it because you stopped running. And so it's one of them things that, to be one of them people, what you have to get into the habit of doing is press on when the novelty wears off. Press on when it's not as exciting anymore. Press on when you're the only one still stood there. Everyone else who you started doing trading with, everyone else who you started the business with has now gone back to their whatever job they wanted to do.
Because it's not work for them.
Do you know what I mean? You have to keep pressing and pushing.
100% agree with that, and I think that's such a powerful thing to know quite early on, is the endurance, because there's going to be so many nights and so many times when things aren't going the way you want it to go, or you feel discouraged. You want to quit, discouraged, unmotivated. Like, I experienced that a lot this past year. Of just like, there were times I wake up, I know I've got things to do, but I just don't do them anyway. But it's that knowing what your bigger picture is. Like, I like what you mentioned earlier about how it might not even be in your lifetime that you get to see the culture or the transformation. It's figuring out what's the purpose to whatever it is that you're building, and what do you want that message to be. Because if you know that it's going to take time to build it, you're not going to get discouraged when you don't see people notice it now. You know that it's got a bigger purpose than maybe what people around me in the immediate circle of people know. But it's like knowing that in the future it stands for something, and that you are working to build towards it. So I think that what you said was really important. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment. What did you like hearing the most? And if you like collaborative videos, let me know. But yes, it's been Kanisha. Peace.